Welcome to the Talk of Life Talk Show with Elma. Tonight we are so blessed to have all these beautiful, yummy treats tonight. And we have a special guest that baked these good, yummy, sweet pastry. Oh, but before we get started, we have Linda. Yay! And we have Cynthia. All right. And we have Kimberly. Woo! And I will announce our guests after this. You know, this is a Christian-based talk show. And we would love for you to be on the show. If you have a testimony or a business, or if you just want to do a topic, and you're not afraid to be with all these beautiful women up here, please inbox me and we will schedule you to be on the Talk of Life talk show with 1, 2, 3, 4. All of us. Okay, so tonight we always open up with our scripture, Philippians 1:6. Being confident of this very thing, that he which has begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. And our motivational saying is, great opportunities often disguise themselves in small tasks. Okay, so tonight we have with us Aleasea Williams, and she's going to tell us about her business. We're going to taste these cakes and we're going to give her our opinion, our truthful opinion in a nice way. Okay. All right, can we do that tonight? Yes, we can do that tonight. Because we want her business to kick off with honesty. And since this is a Christian-based talk show, we all must tell the what? True. And it's not going to hurt her feelings, okay? Right, Aleasea?
Right.
Okay, so Aleasea Williams is here. You can tell us the name of your company and whatever else you want to tell us.
Okay.
Inquiry minds want to know.
Okay.
Okay, Aleasea, let's talk.
Okay. Like Sister said, my name is Aleasea Williams.
Really?
I am a home baker. I started the company about a little over a year ago, and it has its ups and downs. I've baked a lot. I failed a lot. So hopefully it was a it was a victorious feat tonight with this pound cake and the chocolate cake. I own and operate the business called Sweet Pleasures in Crowley, Texas, along with my husband and my 2 girls. They help.
And what are their names?
Leilani Palmer and Casey Palmer, and my lovely husband, Damon Williams.
Give it up for your family. I love family businesses.
Amen.
And you know, Aleasea has done a lot of cooking and baking, you all. I went to her, was that the first
Yes, ma'am.
bake-off?
Right.
And I tell you, oh God, there was so many sweets there, y'all. I tell you, my sugar went, and then, I mean, it was so much. You trying to taste this and you trying to taste that and everything, but it was good though.
What did she make for the bake-off?
Sweet potato pie. She did.
That's my favorite.
What else?
She did
It
sweet
was
potato pie.
key lime cake.
Yeah. Oh, I love that key lime cake, and it was a red velvet or something. Red velvet.
Chocolate.
Yeah, this is good.
And then, then she did tea cakes.
She did tea
And
cakes.
what else? She was so many. She
Chocolate
did.
chip.
You did chocolate chip
oatmeal
cookies.
cookies.
Yeah,
Oatmeal.
oatmeal cookies.
Right.
And you didn't do no chocolate cake, did you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Chocolate cake. I told you. And you up there trying to taste all the stuff and everything. Now, the only thing the sweet potato pie was not like Kildare pie.
Or
She was like, what is Kildare pie?
Where she from?
No, I just said, you know, the way I like, the spicy. I
Yeah.
like the spicy,
yeah.
the
I
sweet
don't know
potato pie
spicy.
with, you don't like spicy? You don't, what kind do you like?
Just a regular,
What's the regular?
no spice, and I really don't like.
Oh, well, she would like that one
Yeah,
too.
I love like
Yeah,
that.
she
I
would
really
like
don't
that
care for
one.
nut-
I don't
Are
put
you
nutmeg.
serious?
You don't put nutmeg in yours?
Yes,
It's
that
not
makes
my
the
fa-
taste.
Mm-mm.
That makes the taste.
The sugar and the butter. It's sugar, butter, vanilla. The
Yeah.
vanilla
Okay.
makes the taste, and the the eggs and stuff. But what makes the taste of the sweet potato pie is the butter and the eggs.
Yeah, the butter
and
does. But I like the
I
nutmeg and
Yeah,
the
I like
cinnamon.
spices.
and
Well, I don't like
all of
that. I
that.
don't care for the nutmeg. I just put lemon in mine.
No, I
Yeah,
ain't never
I've heard
tried
of
the
that.
lemon.
Yeah, I
I've
just
heard
put
of
I
that.
never
lemon
had
in
the
I would like
lemon.
it because
sweet potato pie.
But I love
Yeah,
that
they're
sweet
pretty
potato.
good.
And coconut.
Now, see, I never put the coconut,
yeah,
but I
that
did
sounds
taste.
I've had
Who
that.
made the
It's different.
coconut with
I
you?
did.
Oh, she put coconut in her, and it was good.
Right.
But let me tell you, I made a mistake one time. I thought I had the crust, and I did, but I had the graham cracker. You know the graham cracker
Oh,
crust?
Uh-huh.
And I had so much sweet potato pie left over. I put it in the graham cracker, and it tasted good though.
Yeah.
It turned out
You can't
really
taste
good
it
with the
now.
graham
Yeah.
cracker. You know, so now I see how people can make all these recipes by accidents.
Yeah.
You know, because you make the
That's
accident and
right.
everything.
Right.
So, I mean, what started you with this business? I mean, was it something that just popped up, or you always like baking pastries and?
Actually, I had a good friend. I never thought about a business. I never thought about baking as a business.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Just baking at the
I'm
house.
I'm a background person.
Okay.
I help you with your business.
But
Yeah.
now
But
we
I'm
gonna
not.
help you with your business tonight.
That's right.
We gonna
Yeah.
make everybody come and buy these sweet, and I like the name, Sweet Pleasures.
I like
How'd
that,
you
yeah.
come up with that?
Because Sweet Tooth was taken.
Sweet Tooth was taken.
Yeah.
So, but the pleasure came in with because you like the
Well,
pleasure in the kitchen.
My
Baking?
best friend, well, one of my close friends here,
Uh-huh.
her name is Zarita Hall.
Hi, Miss Hall.
Hi,
Thank
Miss
you.
Hall. And Zarita was really the reason why I started it, because
Okay.
she gets all my good cakes and she gets all my failed cakes. And this particular time, she had I hadn't perfected my 7-Up cake,
Okay.
and so
Yeah,
every time I
nice
get
7-Up.
them,
Uh-huh.
they would, I wouldn't say fall, but
Mhm.
kind of fall, and that's how she liked it.
Oh.
Well, when she got it, I made her one for her birthday, and she took it to a class, and this other young lady tasted it,
Mhm.
and she was like, "I need one of those."
Oh.
So Zarita was like, "You could really do this."
See?
Yeah,
That's what
and
I
I'm
like.
like, I'm good, you know. She was like, "No, you don't understand. This is good."
Now,
you
see,
know?
this is real
Right.
talk. You
Yeah.
don't understand
Right.
when she say that.
Right.
And so I after that, I sold the young lady the cake.
Uh-huh.
But by the time I had sold her the cake, I figured out what I was doing wrong.
Oh, okay.
And so she called, and I always like to give feedback.
And that's good.
And she said, I liked it and it tastes okay, but it wasn't like the first time. And I was like, well, I figured out what I was doing wrong.
Oh, but she like
She
the
like-
the
she
fail
like
cake.
She like it right.
Oh, and that's how she like the fail
That's
cake.
Right.
Wow.
So I'm
Ain't that
like,
something?
and then Zarita was like, this cake is good, but what happened to the other way you did
Just
it? I
do
said, I
you.
forgot how I did it. So, but even with me perfecting it the way that it's supposed to be done, it was still good. So I'm still practicing on the failed version.
But I think
Wow.
But it
that's,
was
that's
good.
amazing how sometimes our gift, we trying to be so much like somebody else. You know, because you use
Mhm.
somebody else's recipe, but they liked your original, the way
Right.
you
Right.
originally made
Right.
that cake.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually
And that's
speaks
what
a
you
lot.
wanted.
Yeah.
That's what you want is
They
that,
want
you
you.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, that is good because see, sometimes we see things in people that they don't see.
That's true.
See, she saw that you could bake this and make money,
Mhm.
you know, because when she looked at that cake, it was good. Her idea was, hey, why don't you open up a pastry shop? You
Mhm.
said, oh no. And then she said, oh yeah. You see, but we need that.
Mhm.
And that's what I like about it, because that's sisters sharpening sisters.
Right.
We're lifting each
Yeah,
other
you
up.
know what I'm saying?
That's
Because we're helping you with this. So now that you started this here business, how do you feel now baking?
It has been eye-opening. Like I said, I've made some really good cakes and I've made some really bad ones. And
Well, how you know they
Preferably.
bad?
They bad. Some of them.
Well,
They bad. Some of them.
Some
Yeah.
of them bad.
Yeah.
Pass them on
because
this way.
well, when I make
no,
them,
I wouldn't say bad.
They could be
I would
improved.
say challenging.
Was it the
Because
taste
see,
of it that
something-
make it bad?
because-
experimenting for
Yeah,
others.
she's
Right.
experimenting.
Experience not bad or good. You just experience.
No,
Yeah.
so it's
like
not
Yeah.
bad.
It's not bad.
It's a challenge, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
all her cakes are good, except one that I didn't care for.
Which one was
That
that?
was that
Look, she
banana.
said, wait a minute, Lisa, which one is that?
Right, that was the banana. The first time you made the banana cake,
and I got a lot of people that liked it.
and she had a lot of people that loved it, but I didn't like it because I liked the banana that she did at the house. When she had it, she was doing that taster.
Oh, that's the one I thought you were talking about.
No, that's the one I love.
Right.
Now the banana that you made
Pudding.
for
The banana pudding.
yeah, the
cake.
banana pudding. I don't care for it, but I eat it because it's still good.
Was it the texture or was there an ingredient in it that didn't
I
suit
think
your
it
palate?
was the idea of having the banana pudding on top of the cake. Although she makes the
Oh,
cake.
wait a minute, it was on top of the cake?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've never seen that one before.
Yeah,
real
good. So it was
and
a
it's on top
cake.
of the cake, and it's really
Yeah.
good. But you have to, when you're not used to certain
Yeah.
things, you have to get used to it.
I like
But I
that
still
idea.
like it, but I prefer the banana
Pudding.
cake per se.
Mhm.
But wait a minute, tell me about this banana
Yeah,
pudding cake.
yeah,
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 that
Okay,
that's
so-
interesting.
With the banana pudding cake, it's
Uh-huh.
a yellow cake,
Uh-huh.
and all my cakes are homemade.
okay.
They're scratch rather, not homemade.
That's
but from
old
scratch.
school, y'all.
Scratch.
Scratch cake.
Scratch cake.
Yeah, you got the scratch in there.
Yeah, you
Okay,
gotta scratch
I
it.
like that. Put the scratch in
Right.
it. Itch. Okay.
So it's a layer of cake,
Uh-huh.
and then you put a layer of pudding and cookies.
Okay.
And if you want the bananas, you can put a layer of bananas with it.
Uh-huh.
And then you put the cake, and then you do the same for the top and the sides.
Oh,
Right.
And
That's interesting.
How many people does that
it's
feed?
really good.
Yes.
Well,
Oh.
I have a sheet cake.
Yeah, it costs
And
like 30
It
people.
feeds a lot of people.
Oh, we're gonna
I
have
would
to
think
have
it
that.
would.
Right.
I want
It
that
feeds a
one.
lot of people. And
Uh-uh.
I mean the layer cake does too, but the sheet cake feeds a lot of people. And that's really one of my top sellers. is a banana pudding
I
cake.
can see that because
Mhm.
because people like different stuff,
Right.
and that would be something. I want that cake.
Okay.
You're gonna have to bake me that cake.
Okay.
Okay,
That
let me
stuff.
ask you a question. Did you go, when you just made this decision to do this, did you go to God first? Or did you just say, okay,
I'm gonna take who was the girl, Doretha?
Zarita.
Zarita.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
Zarita.
Zarita advice. I'm gonna take Zarita advice. Or did you go to God and prayed? Or, how did you decide, okay, God, this is something that I want to
to
do.
do. Huh?
And I need your help in doing it.
When I started it, I talked to my husband and I prayed about it.
Mhm.
And when I prayed about it,
Mhm.
every night I'm up and
That's awesome.
and
Mhm.
everything on Pinterest I looked at. I mean, I researched
yeah.
it. I looked
Oh,
at
yeah.
books, everything about a business, recipes, different things to make it stand out, or something that I think would be good, or something like that. But I prayed about it and I asked God, I said, God, if this is what you have for me, bring people
Wow.
that could add to it instead of take away from it.
That's
Right.
awesome.
And he did just that.
Right.
After
like
my
that.
after my
testimony.
taste test, I got several.
From your party
From
at
the-
your house
uh-huh.
too, didn't you?
I got
Yeah.
several orders that day, and then Christmas and Thanksgiving were over the top,
Wow.
and it was a great feeling. It was
bet
at
it
first
was.
I kind of felt like I'm like, okay,
Overwhelmed.
can I do this?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
too much? And I said, God, just work it out, and He did just that. Everybody got everything on time. I asked for critiques on everything that I do because number one, it's new.
Humble.
Number two,
Right.
I want to know what could I do better? What can I
Right.
change?
Right.
And especially if you're paying for something, I want to guarantee that it's what you asked for.
Right.
And when you're unhappy, I want to know. When you're happy, I want to know. I did this good.
Right.
Then this is what, And for the taste test, I wanted to determine a menu.
Yeah.
Would
that's
this stay?
good.
Would this go?
Mhm.
Being new, it's not easy stepping out on something that you don't know anything about. So now I'm with my pastor. He does little seminars about Pastor Chan Horton at City of Faith in Fort Worth. He does little Sunday schools about entrepreneurs.
That's good.
And when I went, it's some things that I already knew about, but when he really opened it up, it's some things that I have a lot of work to do. And websites and marketing and packaging and appearances, things that I thought about, but
that's right.
Put on the back burner trying to get these recipes right. So it's been challenging.
I'm pretty sure it is. To add to this, how do you feel when people come back and say, I didn't like the cake? Do you go and rebake them a cake? Like they do on Domino Pizza.
How they eat the whole thing and then say,
then they say, oh yeah,
like.
but they did eat it. Okay, well, why did you eat the cake if you didn't like it? But Domino Pizza, if you mess up, they'll break your number.
Yeah.
But I like what you said, because see, some people will go ahead and eat up the cake, then come back and say, here's your plate, but I didn't like the cake. They like something, then they ate the cake.
In that very sense, I'm very I wouldn't call myself a perfectionist by far, but I am conscious of other people's money. Right. And how they spend their money. And if they choose to spend their money with me, I want to make sure that their experience is a good one. Right. So when I do bake a cake that's either too dry, I had the experience, really the first one that I've had my close friend's mother, she said, this 7-Up cake wasn't as moist as the other one. And she said, I had to warm it up, but it was fine. It was still good, Right. I said, and then when she told me that, I figured out, I'm like, oh, I figured out what it was.
Okay.
My 7-Up was flat.
Okay.
I said, okay, I know what it is.
Oh,
I
so
said,
it was a true drink.
And it was a true.
Okay.
And you knew that was a true situation.
Right.
Yeah. It wasn't just her making it.
I called.
That's good.
I told her that the next holiday, she has a cake coming. Okay. Yes, ma'am. So, it won't be a full-size cake, but I do have medium-sized cakes. So that's what, yes, I will replace it. I had the one that kept me awake.
This is called the kept me awake cake. Okay.
This cake kept me awake because when the lady ordered, when she orders, she makes big orders. Ooh. And I know.
What do you consider a big order?
Like 2 or 3 cakes, and some cookies, and
oh yeah, that's a big order.
Yeah. So I want everybody happy. I don't care if you order a piece of cookie. I want you happy. So she said, this cake don't have a glaze on it. I said, well, it's a rum cake, so rum cake don't have glaze.
Ooh,
it has
I like that
the
rum cake.
Right. So then she says, she wanted rum, and she got a lot of it. And she said, well, it was real dry. I'm like, okay. And it didn't have the glaze on it. She said my cookies was crumbly. She said my eggs was good because I do some. She wanted deviled eggs, so that was her order. She had deviled eggs, a rum cake, and some tea cakes.
Okay. Ooh, I love tea
she said the tea cakes was crumbly. That's what that is. She said the tea cakes were crumbly. I said okay. I said well, let me see about that rum cake because I'm pretty sure that the glaze was the rum glaze that I put on it.
Okay.
Boy, when I tell you that kept me up, it made Linda mad. And I told her, well,
wait, why did you get mad, Linda?
Her delivery.
It's the way she.
Oh, the woman made you mad.
It's the way she addressed.
Oh, the cake.
Miss Williams.
Okay.
And I felt it was very inappropriate, because, although I know she's selling and baking, but I got offended because of the way she, spoke about the cake and all that, because I think maybe if I had seen that woman, I probably would have told her off.
But you can't.
But I know.
Don't have in your business because you gonna lose business. Don't have in your business. No, I'm just playing.
But see,
Yeah, I can understand that.
with the
yeah.
individual,
Uh-huh.
me and her have been friends for a long time.
Yeah, so and I didn't know, she explained their relationship.
Okay, after.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
she's
So
a
it's
real
something they could
critique person.
Yeah.
That you really need.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
I see
so
what
she
you're
do
saying
need
now.
her.
When
Yeah,
she
you need her then.
when she told me
Uh-huh.
how she felt about it, I was like,
I like how she
I'm
fixed that up.
like,
It wasn't that bad.
But did it
now,
hurt
was
you?
it?
Did it hurt your feelings at
right.
first
Yeah,
though?
that's
It did hurt your feelings a
because
little.
I expected to be. I expect my stuff to go out the house right.
Okay,
Right,
but
right.
the
In
way
the
she
same
said
sense.
it, okay,
I can't taste everything leaving the house.
right.
And that particular cake I wouldn't taste anyway because I don't drink.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even want to taste it. So
You should have called
what
me.
she told me,
Call Linda. She'll taste it for you.
what she told me, I got to take at face value.
Right.
Right.
And when I explained it to
Mhm.
her, and I told her that I would remake everything, she would. She told me, "Well,
Wow.
it was a
Wait a minute.
party and it's over, and I don't want, don't worry about it, and this and the other." Well, for me, she gonna get that cake, whether she wanted it or not.
Yeah.
What do you
It's
think
gonna
she
be
was
replaced.
upset about?
I'm sure she was,
Okay.
and I understand it. And when someone is not pleased,
Mm-hmm.
I want to know about
That's
it
right.
because
Right.
this
I
can make or break
understand that.
me.
Yeah.
This
That's
can make
true.
or break me.
Because networking can hurt you
Yes.
or it can
Or it
help
can
you.
help you.
Right.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And I don't ever want to put myself out there like, oh,
She didn't care.
I know,
Oh,
or
uh-huh.
oh, it's good. I don't care what you say. I know that cake is good because I made it, and
Yeah.
that's just your opinion. No, you spent your money on this
Right.
cake, and if it wasn't pleasing to you,
Mhm.
I want to
Mhm.
make amends with
Rectify
it,
it.
Right.
and I will. And
Yeah.
whether she wanted or not, she getting that cake, and it'll
Okay.
probably be for Easter. So, I like to make people happy, and
But
she
just-
explained.
But I was gonna say, just on a side note though, like I was getting my kids' haircut. And it's related to what you're talking about.
Mhm.
And this woman came in there just acting. She was doing too much. She was just extra. And this guy was like, I ain't got no room today for your son's haircut. And all the barbers I noticed kept saying that to the same particular lady. And then she ended up leaving. Okay, all right. And then when she left, he said, all money ain't good money. Because he said,
That's true.
whoever cut that baby hair, it ain't gonna be right.
Oh.
But he said she does this every time. She comes in
Wow.
and she come with it real busy, and then she want to put her baby in somebody's chair, and then she want to complain, and the baby don't want to sit still and all that.
Right.
He was like, all money ain't good money. So in that case, I'm saying like you can't beat
Can't
yourself
please
up
everybody.
on every
That's right, 'cause
single
you
order
can't- that's
because
true.
that's not
That's
business.
true.
That's not the way because you got money to make and you can't be losing money on
Right.
some people being just
Right.
extra picky.
That's right.
And there's people like, am I telling the truth or not?
Yeah,
Up
you
and
tell
coming
the truth,
business.
'cause
I
some
totally
people-
agree. Palate is
Yeah.
different. Each
Mhm.
person's palate is different.
Yeah.
But that's
True.
good that you got that
So,
heart. But
if their palate is
Yeah, she
different,
does.
she may not like what no matter
Nobody
what you do,
like,
she may
yeah.
not like it.
Right.
Right.
Well,
And it's like going to a restaurant. Like
That's
right now,
true.
my taste buds are completely off.
mhm.
Mhm.
So for me to say I don't like something, I
Right.
can't really taste anything.
Right.
Okay,
You
so
know?
yeah.
Well, what
Right.
stage of life are you in? Menopause, you may not be able to taste anything.
wait a minute.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Your taste buds are just
Yeah.
your hormones are.
Yeah.
So
And
you-
sometimes friends can be your hardest critics to
and
little
but
bit
your
because they think you
jealous
can
critics,
handle
They
it.
your
are.
jealous
That's-
critics.
I was just gonna
Thank
say
you,
they
jealous.
could be a
Thank you,
jealous
Kim.
critic
Yeah.
too. So,
My well, and
That's a
that's
good
what my
point.
friend
That
said
was a
as
good point.
well. At work, Josette told me, she said, you're not gonna be able to please everybody.
you're not.
You're not.
And I
And
told
don't
her
even make
Yeah.
them think that's the expectation because
in the beginning, while I'm
Your fault.
trying to
That's just-
get my menu down right and my
Uh-huh.
recipes just
Right.
right,
Mhm.
everything that the input that I get is appreciated.
Right.
And if I can improve something, then at this time I can. I gave myself a 5-year window
Okay.
to get this everything
Mhm.
exactly
Down
how
pat.
I feel like it should be.
Right.
Mhm.
And so with that will soon fade out
Oh,
because you will have, what my cakes taste like. So either you want this kind or you want this kind.
But if I say,
Mhm.
"Oh, I don't like this," Lou.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm telling you, oh, I don't like the cake. The cake I like, she didn't bring it.
You like chocolate
So that's
cake.
the reason why you
I
didn't
love
like the
chocolate
cake
cake.
because you was mad because she didn't bring the cake you wanted.
No.
So that cake was not going to taste for you. I'm just playing.
Mm,
So
yeah.
can we do our taste test? Yeah.
No,
Not yet.
not yet.
So,
She want to eat.
but
We got to get into the heart of the
Okay.
cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
but her cakes are really good. But the one I love is the key. I call it the.
Key lime.
Oh, now
Key
that was
lime.
good too.
Oh my God, I could
That
just sit there
cake.
and eat that whole cake by itself. I don't.
Any cake by itself. Oh.
Yeah, I can't eat any. No, not
It
any
sounds
cake. 'Cause
good.
some
Nah,
of them I
she-
don't like.
It sounds
But the banana pudding cake, I didn't care for it at first, but now
wanna
I
try
love
that
it.
one.
But I like the banana cake, you know, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. And she said, Lou, you know, so let me shut up, be quiet. And
You're gonna like it once you taste it.
you're going to taste it, yeah.
But you know, the good thing about this, what you can do too is, you know, when you're doing your recipe,
Mm-hmm.
are you writing them down every time the same way? So
Yes, ma'am.
you're making sure that you put in that teaspoon of it. And once you get that recipe down like that, you
Mhm.
baking that cake the same every time.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. See,
Right.
I would mess up on that because see, I'm
Yeah.
adding here, adding here,
Yeah.
adding. But
Mhm.
that's how you're building it up by
Right.
writing your recipes
Mhm.
down, putting them over here, and every time you bake that cake
Mhm.
or pie, whatever,
use
you
the
use
same
that
one.
same one,
Mhm.
and that's awesome.
Yes,
That
Oh,
is
and
really
she can
good.
make some bad icing.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
Oh my gosh, she can make some bad icing.
well, that's good.
And I'm like,
But you know,
wow.
I'm just impressed with the name, the Sweet Pleasure name, because it's like to me when you eating that cake, you just eating it with pleasure.
Yeah.
You know, eating it with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just it's the name.
Yes.
You know, people
Gonna
don't
get to
think about, it, but the
that.
name
It means
really,
a lot.
you know, the name really is a
It does.
attention getter, sweet
Right.
pleasure.
Right.
You know, and then some people think about, you know,
Yeah.
the bed and sweet pleasures and everything like that, you know. But I like that name, Sweet Pleasure, because I'm thinking about I can sit here and just eat this cake with pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes, ma'am.
and you know it's love going in the cake. When it's made from scratch, y'all,
It
that
is
means
love.
it's time
Yeah.
in it. It's not no rushing in it. It's love going into these cakes. Outside those box cakes, you know, you just throw it in there with the eggs and all that.
Right.
But these are made from scratch.
Right.
Thick looking cakes.
Right.
That
maybe
mama
I
and
missed this
grandma
part.
used to make.
As a child, did you bake a lot?
Yes, I
You
did.
did.
Mhm.
You had the easy.
Did your
baker
mama
oven?
bake a lot?
No, I baked in the real oven.
No, I mean when you were little,
No,
before
no.
you could
I
at
was-
5, 6, did you have the easy baker oven?
We did.
You did.
We
Those are
did.
so
Oh, the
cute.
little
You
girl,
like-
yeah.
yeah.
I
You
had
couldn't
one
do
of
nothing in
those.
them with them ovens though. Did you know that?
It took forever.
You
to
could
do.
have
Yeah,
done with
yeah,
them.
they make
You
because
be
you
so
were doing it with the
excited.
light bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were light bulbs
Yeah.
in the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That little,
Oh, did it?
them little-
Yeah, you didn't
One
have
bite,
the
it
easy
was
bake.
over though.
That was
Yeah, I
That was-
enjoyed that
was
one.
so
Mine
good.
was pink and had to do a
Yeah.
light
Yeah.
bulb,
Yeah.
and I'll be watching that
Yes.
cake rise
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
I helped my
I would-
grandmother cook. I didn't have no easy.
But that's all I
easy
like
bake.
Yeah.
baking was sweets when I was growing
Yeah.
up. I didn't like cooking. I liked the sweets, and I stayed with my mom because mom made those made from scratch. But after you get up with this new generation,
Mhm.
you go to the store get that box cake.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But every now and then I do like making stuff from scratch. But see, my favorite cake is a German chocolate cake made from scratch.
Oh yeah.
Do you make those?
Yes,
Make those?
ma'am.
Now that's my favorite.
Is it?
German chocolate cake.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I can eat
Now,
that.
now for a small order, how
Mhm.
much is the turnaround? How fast is the turnaround?
Next day.
Oh, okay.
or same day, depending on what you
Okay.
need. Just whatever.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm pretty fast. I'm
That's not
timely.
fast.
Yeah.
So this is your
And-
full time,
No.
Mm-mm.
She
I'm a
worked with
pro
Linda.
officer.
and you can turn around the next day. Wow.
Oh yeah.
What's that song? Turn it on.
Wow.
I think that's good to know.
That's because it's
Hours
sweet
before you come
pleasure.
in and turn it
Fresh.
around. That's
Yeah.
good.
Fresh and out the door.
Good.
Right.
The name of her company is Sweet
I'm gonna have to get
Pleasure. That's it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sweet Pleasure by Aleasea. Okay? All right. Okay, we're going to take not a 15-minute break, but we're going to take a commercial right now. And the commercial is, let's see here. Rent your next event with the Kirk Booth. Photo booth. Check us out at www.thekirkbooth.com. And we do all kinds of events. fun events. We're going to even do an event for this. Sweet
Sweet
pleasure.
pleasure.
Well, anyway, so check us out at www. What did I say it is? thekirkbooth.com. All right. Now, are y'all ready to do the taste test?
And you know what's interesting? The same thing happened with Patti LaBelle. You know, everyone's saying how
Well, tell me
wonderful
about Patti LaBelle.
their
girl.
pies are.
Uh-huh.
You know, their mama's recipe, but no one else did it all these years. And then Patti LaBelle came out,
Mhm.
and so many people were saying they didn't like it, they didn't like this, and she has several and some cakes as well.
I don't
They
like
didn't
the
like
pies.
it, but everyone else had the opportunity
To pick up the tip of time.
To taste it.
to sell their moms or great grandmas
Yeah.
pies. But,
But then you
but a
have
lot
to-
of people still don't like her pies, but they still sell it
Yeah.
at Walmart,
Yeah.
and they even made little ones this go around.
Do you
Yeah.
think it's because of her name?
Yeah.
I don't know. They buy them.
Oh,
And then
because-
there's also a brand called Kimberly. Someone makes.
you
Kimberly
think that's you,
cupcakes.
Kimberly?
I pretend it is.
You need to go and check that one out.
Yeah, that might be a good one,
It's right
Kim.
next to hers. It says
Really called
Kimberly.
I'm gonna
Kimberly.
check that
There's
out.
I'm
some
about to
cupcakes
check it
at
out.
Walmart.
Wow.
And then there was a lady named Gigi Cupcakes. Have you heard of her?
I haven't. I tried them.
She is awesome. Even how she started her
You don't
business.
like 'em, though.
No.
Isn't her face on the side of her truck?
It's not so much that you like them, it's
Uh-huh.
hearing her story and how she
Yeah,
began.
on the side of her.
Oh,
And
really?
a lot of people didn't like them. Her goal was to become a singer.
Okay.
And she went to
Really?
Nashville, and it did not. You got to hear her story because
Mhm.
it will inspire you to keep going in spite of. And I went to a conference, and she was telling her story how she started. Her goal was to be a singer, honey. She was doing everything she can to
And it didn't
sing
work
in
out.
Nashville. It did not work out. She moved to Nashville, and then she started, I think, a cleaning company.
That didn't
And
work
she was
out, huh?
cleaning in homes for people who sang, hoping that would get
Oh,
her
wow.
into the business.
Mhm.
Still
She
didn't
was
work
hungry
out. And
for
she
it.
said
She
those
was
people
hungry
told
for
her
it.
the only thing she would be able to do was clean their house, clean up for them.
Mm.
And God, I forgot the singer is a country young lady that's a country singer now. She was cleaning up for her. She's real popular. I just can't think of her name right now. It may be. And she was 16. She said I was cleaning her bathroom, and I realized then I'm not a country singer.
Oh, okay.
She went on, did something else. Now, her mom was a baker. Her mom was a stay-at-home dad,
Mhm.
was a successful businessman. And her brother called her one day from New York and said, people are standing in line out here buying cupcakes. You should make cupcakes. She said, no, I don't want to cook. I don't want to bake. I want to sing. I want to do this. He said, just try it. And then she did like you did. They weren't. They were. They liked. They didn't. And they would just buy them and kind of pet her on the head and say, good girl, just make sure the house is clean. Make sure this is done. And they would buy her cupcakes. So she went from those people criticizing her.
Mm-hmm.
See?
She's
Uh-huh.
wealthier than all the people she was working for. And she has
Wow.
franchise. So
See?
whether or
Remember,
not
Jesus
you
can-
like her cupcake, the thing is that people are going to criticize you.
That's right.
But she's
Good point.
making more money and she's still successful. And I forgot how many franchise she's had. Look her up by now. And she's writing books. And people
Is
are
she in the
asking
Metro?
her. Oh
Yeah.
no, she has a.
Yes, she
I don't
is.
know where she lives, but her business
Her
is here.
business.
Oh, yeah.
But her story is absolutely amazing.
But you know,
So that's why I
that's
said it
good.
to encourage you.
That's
yeah, people
right.
are gonna say they don't like it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But that little cupcake with all the icing swirled on the top. has
Somebody
made her
like it.
multi-millionaire.
Well, look at what you
Right.
think of.
And
That's
people
right.
don't like it. They
Mhm.
want the way it looks.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
And
give
that
them
is
the
very
gift, and
cute.
that,
And that is. That's a good point.
presentation
Uh-huh.
sales all the
It
time.
does.
She's
Uh-huh.
and she's a Christian. She's an amazing lady. Oh my, and so humble and so kind. She was at a conference we
that'll
were
make
at a
it.
year ago. I mean, changed my
That'll
life
make it.
listening to her.
That'll make it.
Wow.
But you know, that's the thing. That's the point. That was good, Kim, because
Mm-hmm.
you can't base it off of mine not liking it,
Mhm.
Kim not liking her. Somebody's gonna like it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
That's the
saying?
truth.
Because if you look at some of these restaurants, some of the food is not
Yeah.
that good, but people eat that
They,
food.
they enjoy
You know,
it.
some people don't like
Captain
McDonald's.
D's. Captain D's. I don't know how they still.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
But, you know, but that's your taste. That's your taste bud versus somebody else's taste bud. Some people don't like seasoning and stuff. And I don't know how they don't, I have to have
Right.
seasoning, but it's selling. That's the thing.
It's
So
selling. It's
Right.
making
we're going to
money.
encourage you tonight, no matter what. God
Keep
gave
on
you
going.
this here. You bake it with love and you put all the Aleasea in there. Then put some Williams in there.
Yes,
And whoop it
ma'am.
up, and baby,
Whoop
we
it
finna
up.
taste this tonight. So we're excited about Sweet Pleasure.
Yes.
Okay, and how can we contact you?
Yes.
My number is 682-268-8281.
Okay.
I'm working on my website as we speak, so that should be up and going soon. And that's it.
Okay.
That's
And we're
good.
gonna make sure we get that number when we get ready to broadcast
Right.
this out, so we'll have that.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about the first cake. This
Okay.
the pound cake.
Okay,
Okay.
the first cake is an almond sour cream pound cake with
Ooh.
almond glaze.
Okay.
So let's try it.
Mmm. 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 I like it. I like
I like
pound
pound
cake
cake.
anyway.
That's moist.
First one, I like my pound cake.
You
Mhm.
taste the amarella in it. Amarella. What is it?
Is it lemon in it or what?
It's orange,
okay.
orange and
That's nice.
almond.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Very nice, very moist.
It is moist.
Okay.
The next one.
And
I know.
the
We're eating
next
this
one-
first.
I can't stop. I
Oh,
can't
I
stop
thought
eating
you
it.
was just
No, I'm-
tasting.
You can't stop
No, I'm
eating
good.
Mhm. It's very moist. Very
Okay.
nice.
I have to get this taste out before I go to the next.
Okay.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
Sweet.
Pleasure. Now see why she just rung off.
That's what
the
I'm
tongue.
saying. You eat with sweet
Just roll off your tongue.
pleasure.
It's very good.
And you don't rush eating sweet pleasure.
Mm-mm.
You take your time and eat it. Ooh, if I had some ice cream on it.
For real.
Oh,
I was thinking the
That's
same
what
thing.
that
everybody
ice
say,
cream.
that ice
Oh
cream,
my
Bluebell
God.
and
Yes.
that cake is perfect together.
Can
Okay.
we stop by the store on our way home?
okay.
I'm serious. You
Yeah.
like-
I
Okay,
wish we
the
had
next
bought
cake
some.
is
Okay.
chocolate with chocolate.
Okay. Chocolate with chocolate.
Mhm.
You give me a big piece too.
Mm-mm. You can always take it home. Mm-mm.
That's good. It's not super sweet.
Mm-mm.
That is good.
Is it good?
Like it's not
Well, you
sweet at
know,
all.
that's my
Mm.
that's my favorite.
Mm.
chocolate.
Mm. 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 You got to close your eyes on that one. I like the icing too.
I like the icing too.
Delish.
I like the icing on it.
You know, someone needs
I
a
can't even
cake
finish.
made with reduced sugar. Do you do that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's something that I'm going to look into because I know it's very well needed,
Mm.
and that's definitely on my to-do list.
Okay. Okay.
And that and the gluten free and all the other different things that they're doing now. So
What is
Yes.
gluten free?
like like the flour and
Yeah.
all the other preservatives
Mm-hmm.
that go with it.
But what about diabetics? You know, a lot of times diabetics can't.
They don't want nothing that I got.
I'm
They're
sorry,
looking at it.
diabetic people, y'all can eat that cake. But she gonna eat eventually. She gonna be able to make some sugar-free cake.
Yes, today you do not want.
You do not
my
want her
cakes.
cakes if you are diabetic, okay? Because this is good. But this one is not too sweet.
Which one?
Perfect.
The chocolate one, I don't think is it too sweet?
Well, not on the palate, but when it goes in and you see your gluten,
Right.
went way up.
Right.
It's sweet.
Mhm.
It don't taste that sweet
It
to me.
doesn't taste sweet.
It might not taste sweet, but
It does.
You got a few cups in there.
yeah.
Look at that, talking about you got
Yeah,
few
food
it
up.
cups
definitely
in
run
there.
your sugar up.
It will.
But it's good. It's really
It's
good.
rich.
taste
I
that.
like both of them.
I like both of them.
Y'all ready? For
Very
the other
nice.
one?
What other one? You got another one?
We have some tea cakes.
Oh, okay.
Those are these are called tiny tea cakes, and they are my favorite.
Oh, these
Wow.
are cute.
Oh, those are cute.
Get one.
Oh.
We gotta taste them, Lindy.
You know,
They
I
so
like
cute.
tea cakes.
Hmm.
I like the tea cakes.
What she say?
You like those? They're my favorite.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, get all this taste out. Oh, they soft.
Mm-hmm.
I could take these to work.
That's nice.
Be for kids' parties or
Mhm.
anything.
Oh yeah, those
They're-
are good. Yeah, those are good. You taste the butter in it.
Mm-hmm.
Linda love butter. I used to do margarine, and now she got me baking everything with butter now.
Butter is the way to go.
I don't buy nothing but butter now.
Amen.
I had to get off the welfare with the margin.
Yes, you did.
Because that margin is cheap, but that butter is expensive. But it bakes
It makes a
good.
difference.
It really does make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And the bacon and everything.
Those are good. And they crunchy.
Yeah, they are not hard.
Right.
And I do like the hard
Mm.
tea cake.
You like the hard one?
I do. I like the.
Do.
I do like the hard one. You know, you crunch on that.
What your mama did.
You know how to make those one cookies you know how to make those one cookies that are kind of like a little bit puffier than this. They have the little icing. My son loves those.
Oh,
Like,
The
yeah,
sugar cookie with the
Yeah,
icing
I do
on
not
it.
like them, but my son loves those, and his birthday's
Sugar
coming up
cookies.
this month. Yeah,
I don't like
exactly.
oh, and you got the icing on top of it. So like
Yeah, he
that.
Exactly. You
Like
know how to make
the,
those.
Are those Christmas cookies? That's what they call them.
They're
They
kind
have
of
them-
they're
they
around
have
all
them
year round.
year-round.
With the
But you
different
know the
icings.
Girl Scout cookies got those lemonade now
Mhm.
with that little icing on the bottom of them.
I'm so
They're
sick of
good.
them.
I eat too many of those
I'm
though.
ready for the Girl Scouts to go back and hide. I ate a whole box.
Really,
Are those
girl,
coconut
oh yeah, but see those
Oh, I did
lemonade,
too.
I eat those up. So it's like I can't stop eating them, but I can eat those now. Okay, so okay, so everybody feel okay now? Y'all hyper now. You ate all this sugar. Now we're gonna be running around this place in a few minutes.
I don't need nothing else tonight because
That's
I just
right.
had
So
my
we had
plan.
all of that stuff. So, but back to your business thing. So do you already have your menu? What cakes you can bake? What cookies you baking now? Or how do you have your menu set up for right now?
I do. Now I have. You want to know the menu? Or
You know.
That's what I'm doing. I do the banana pudding cake, which we spoke about.
Okay.
Chocolate cake, lemon.
Is this
cake.
the chocolate cake?
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
Okay, the chocolate cake.
Okay.
The lemon cake is really good. I really like. I think
Oh,
that's
yeah, that's
probably my
good.
favorite.
Mhm.
Shouldn't be.
The key lime cake.
But now the key
The
lime
key
cake
lime
was
cake.
good. Did she have the
The key
lemon
lime
cake
cake is-
at your taste test?
No,
Okay.
no,
Now I
that
did
was
taste
just a
it.
yellow cake.
Okay.
That was just yellow.
Okay.
The key lime cake is the top seller. So that was
It's
definitely
good.
is it. I do a yellow cake and a white cake.
And the red velvet.
Red velvet, German chocolate, coconut.
Ooh, I love coconut cake too.
Mhm.
It's good.
Oh God.
I do
I done gained 30 pounds since
the
that
7
time.
up pound cake. I do a sour cream pound cake, which is sour cream on pound cake.
Oh, now that's good too.
I do peach cobblers.
What's
apple
your
cobblers, black
fuss?
cobblers. Mhm.
Like they said, shut the front door. Did you keep? Oh, wow. Was that the one?
Mhm.
You brought me that?
Yeah, that was her peach cobbler.
Oh, shut the front door twice.
I make banana puddings, cheesecakes, chocolate
quite a
chip.
Yeah, she be
menu.
baking that shit.
Yeah,
That's quite
chocolate chip tea cakes, lemon cookies. Have you all tried the DoubleTree cookie? The cookie at DoubleTree
At the hotel. Yeah. Now those
I
are
make
good.
Mhm.
You bake them like that?
Mhm.
Oh, girl.
I found the key. Look.
Those are good.
I make
I love to
those.
go to DoubleTree and they have those cookies on the bed.
Oh, me too.
They be good
They
too.
are good. And peanut butter cookies. And
Girl, you be baking.
yeah,
Dang.
I do quite a few.
Why she be
I
so
do
tired?
cheese danishes.
But she
and-
don't act like she tired though.
No.
That's because it's sweet pleasure. I keep saying it so
Yes, I
y'all will
did.
remember the name. It's what?
Sweet
pleasure.
pleasure.
Okay?
Mhm.
That is awesome.
Yes,
Yes,
your
ma'am.
kids.
So let me ask you this. When you're in there baking, I would love to be a fly on the wall. Just to see, I bet you be smiling and just dip doop 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 and all that stuff. Huh?
My husband don't think so.
Oh, he does. Why? Because you be arguing at him and fussing at him.
My kitchen is full of flour and butter and egg. Oh, he comes in, he says, it's going to be a pound of flour on your feet when you walk out.
So you leave a track.
He's over there with his arms crossed.
You leave a track. Huh?
I
Oh wow! But I bet it's fun in there
It
doing
is.
that though,
It
because you
is.
love
I
doing
do.
this. So,
do.
you've been in the business for how long now?
Close to a year.
Close to a
Yes,
year.
ma'am.
Okay. How many negative things you think you gotten in that year? Has it been
In
more
a year?
negative than positive?
No.
More positive.
I
Oh, that's
definitely
good.
Answer
say
her
That's
prayer.
good.
Remember, the Lord answered her
Yeah.
prayer and sent her people that was for her
Right.
That was
business.
good. That was good.
Right.
That was
I probably would say
good. Mhm.
I would give a max of 4
Mhm.
negative.
Not bad.
Wow,
And
that's good.
That's
Not
being
bad.
generous.
That's generous. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's good. But you know, the thing that I really like, you don't mind people saying, I don't like that.
That's
But
Right.
as you grow into the business,
Mm.
you can't depend on that too much. Don't
That's
even
true.
worry about that because
Mm.
you're not going to be able to satisfy people. Just
Right.
like she
No.
brought up with Patty LaBelle pie. They're still selling whether I like them or not.
Right.
Somebody are buying those
Yeah,
pies.
someone's buying them.
Yeah.
Somebody
So
buy
do
'em.
you eventually see yourself in your building or with your
Oh.
name across
Oh,
there and everything like that? Or that's coming, right?
I have no limit on what God can do.
There you go.
And if
There
that's
you
what-
go. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
If that's what his desire is for me, I'm just walking in whatever he leads me.
Okay, so
That
right
is
now
awesome.
is in the house baking those sweet pastries, and I know that kitchen is smelling so good.
Mm.
Mm.
Whew, with all those pastries are going and going. What do you cook outside of the pastries? I know you said something about
I do. I do small catering.
Mhm.
I do some small catering here and there. It just depends on what they want.
okay.
You know what it is.
Okay. And she's done a wonderful job doing our banquet here. Every year we have our banquet, and
Right.
She does.
all I can say is Sweet Pleasures is the name. So hey, I don't know if she has a name for the catering bar, but her food is delicious.
Oh, that's who catered the
Yeah,
past
the-
banquet.
yes.
Oh Lord,
Mm.
Jesus.
The
That
food
was
is
melting
good.
in
Oh,
your
that was
mouth.
you.
And
Yeah.
so we don't know what
The
we're gonna have
meat,
on the
those-
menu this year,
And
but
she,
they're
She
gonna be
at the
catering
WIG
it
She gonna be at the
again.
WIG
oh,
conference.
and we had
She gonna be at the
lot
Women in
of-
God conference.
You know what? I hadn't even thought about
Ooh,
that.
yeah.
We might have to do
Yeah.
something
Yeah, I
that
should have
Friday
taken me
night or
someplace
something.
home.
You know, I
Yeah,
hadn't thought about
October, I
that.
I like how you. I like how you.
You
How
know,
you kind of
we
put
might
that
have to
in
have
there.
some
Yeah,
finger
put that in.
foods or something that night.
Oh my
But yeah, but the
God.
banquet,
Everything was
y'all got to
beautiful.
come in October because babies,
That
they
was
be
you,
throwing
I
down.
thought.
Yeah.
She and her whole family, even the little girls, be just throwing down
So
with her.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
it
so
was
it's a
good.
family thing, and I love that because you're bringing your children
Very
up as
clean, well
entrepreneurs
organized.
as well, and they're
Yes,
knowing
very
how to do
organized.
this,
Yeah.
and that
Very
spirit will
delicious.
flow in on them as they grow
Right.
up
Yes,
too.
ma'am.
So you're building a legacy there.
Yes, you are.
And everything. So, and anything that we can do to help you with your business, we're here to do that. And that's what the Talk of Life talk show with Elma is about, is helping those that are known to become knowner and those that are knowner to become knownest or whatever.
Yes,
We just
ma'am.
want to get you out there so that you all can enjoy these sweet pleasures here that we've been tasting tonight. And tell them again your phone number.
My phone number is 682-268-8281.
All
And your
right.
name?
And my name is Aleasea Williams. And
The company name?
it's
Sweet Pleasure. Okay, so remember that name when you all are thinking about all these pastries and stuff. You're not getting box cakes. You're getting cakes made from scratch.
Amen.
In the kitchen of the Aleasea Williams home, baby. And she can throw down. Okay, Aleasea, we're getting ready to close out. That hour go by so fast. It doesn't even seem like an hour. But what advice would you give? What kind of leaving words would you give to our audience tonight about your business or about you or whatever you want to share with them before we close?
I would have to say that Sweet Pleasures is definitely a God-given goal. And I'm going to walk in it as long as he makes a way.
I love
And,
that.
Yes.
I'm here to grow and serve the DFW and abroad areas
Like that.
with my
Yes.
pastries and,
Amen.
and my sweets. And I would love to serve everyone out there.
Let me ask you this. While you was talking, I was thinking about this. What if my brother in Minnesota wanted one of these cakes and I wanted him to do it? Can you box this cake up and we can ship it to Minnesota?
You know, I would do that, and we would see just how it would come out. But I would definitely do it.
He would be the test run.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
I'll ask him what kind of cake he want, and I would send it up there so he can,
Yeah.
because I was just thinking about that because I know some. I think when we was up there in Minnesota, he had my a cake sent from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
My nephew in Houston sent a cake up there for my sister for her birthday,
Oh.
and it got there in time. They somehow they got it there. So that's what I was thinking about because that's something you can think about in the future is
Right.
boxing those cakes out and shipping them out.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Amazon to get them there too.
They sure will.
Or
Definitely.
UPS or somebody will get them there.
Yeah.
We
Cookies.
always
You know the
coming up with
cookies would be fine.
ideas, huh?
You know the cookies would be fine. And those
Yeah.
little cookies
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah.
I think the cake too. We
Yeah.
get into one of those
I
nice
think
little
it could,
boxes,
too.
and you know how they do those fruit cakes.
Yeah.
They put them in those little things, and you can
Right.
send them. I'm just thinking,
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
things,
Oh,
But that would be great. And we're so happy that you. And I was scared because I thought she didn't bring any sweets, you all. Because she walked in with nothing in her hand, and I'm thinking, you didn't bring no sweets. And I was all excited about the sweets. Linda didn't say nothing about you not bringing any sweets or nothing. So,
I knew she was gonna bring.
well, you didn't say nothing. So I'm like, dang, I told her 3 months ago to bring some sweets on the show. Okay, so I got my sweets tonight. I can take home
This
and
is
me and my
nice.
husband can have sweet. If you like a romantic evening and you want some beautiful, good tasting sweets, and with the lights are dim and the jazz music going, and then you pop out Sweet Pleasure German chocolate cake with some homemade bluebell ice cream. Won't that work?
Yes,
Yeah.
Come on here.
Yeah.
Anniversary is coming up. So my husband and I gonna have us some Sweet Pleasure. Don't forget, order from Sweet Pleasure. Phone number again?
682-268-8281.
All right, we're gonna get that website up so y'all can go in and put those orders. And we're gonna take this here Sweet Pleasures to the top. And then we're gonna have her back on the show.
Right.
And she gonna be saying, "Ooh, y'all just don't know. I gotta take a station out there. I gotta go bake a cake and come back and get on the show." That's how we want it to be. Thank you, Aleasea, for being on the Talk of Life show with Elma. Again, tune in every Monday at 8 p.m. Facebook Live, also YouTube. We need you to subscribe to YouTube. Talk of Life Talk Show with Elma, Kimberly, Cynthia, and Linda. 8 o'clock every Monday. And if you would like to be on the show, inbox me. If you're looking for a church home, come to the Church Within International Ministry, where my husband Glenn and myself are the pastors here, 1250 Mansfield Avenue, Fort Worth, Texas. We would love to see you 10 o'clock or 11:15. May God bless you until we see you again. A shout out to the executive producer, Emmanuel Kirkwood. And Carlos Johnson. Yay! Love you. Next Monday, 8 p.m.